Hi, my name is Danny Bouvery. I am the founder of Bouvery CV, CV being chocolate vodka. It's a small batch chocolate liqueur we produce in Westford Hill in Ashford, Connecticut. So interesting story how I found Lou and Margaret was I was looking for a glass manufacturer for the bottle, which is the one down here. And it sounds quite easy, but it's actually very complicated because you're making a big decision here for your brand. So essentially, I went to a glass place and they had a bottle that was made, or actually had the content from Westford Hill. So I then approached Westford Hill. I spoke to Lou and Margaret on the phone, and they said, "Come down. We do private jobs," and that's essentially how we met. So I met them with my wife Annabella. We went down there. I believe it was on a weekend. Saw this amazing distillery in this expansive like rural landscape. Very beautiful. If you've not been there, please visit. And we had a lovely afternoon with Lou and Margaret, where they introduced us to what they do, what they produce, their local produce, and also what they produce for other people as well. So that would be our category as a private label type manufacturer type thing. So we tasted them on the chocolate. They were very intrigued. We were still actually in R&D at that point, which is very interesting to say. And then it took about a year from the point we met, which was I think 2014, to actually get to a point where we were going through some TTB qualifications for that. So we eventually produced the chocolate liqueur in 2017. June was our first batch. It was quite an exciting moment because I went up with my wife and we had a newborn baby boy, Nathaniel. So we stayed in a local motel not far from the distillery, and batch one was born. This is another story, I believe, of what you call serendipity, where you have an idea, which is probably just not even a concept, and then it takes its own life. So the actual concept for this was born in London in about 1999. There was a bar in Notting Hill called Bouvery. So there they would do, in the 90s, Absolute Vodka was the big brand then, for vodka anyway. And they would do Absolute vodka shots with macerated candy. So they would do obviously Snickers we know about, but they would do Mars bars, Snickers bars, etc. And I was fascinated being a chocolate fan. And having a family in Belgium, I always had chocolate in my fridge in London, and vodka. So I decided that being an ardent, culinary type person, I would try and make this, what I tasted. So that's when that concept was born, and essentially it took me a few weeks to get it to a point where I actually would give it to anybody to try. And then it became, Danny's party favor that he would serve at dinner parties or bring to other dinner parties. So that's how the actual concept happened. And that was in London. So fast forward, I moved to New York in 2000 through work, and I carried on making it for various people for parties and to get myself into events. And people will say, "Oh, you should invite that chocolate vodka guy. He's quite funny. He has that nice liqueur stuff. We like that." So that's how it gathered some more steam. But I had no concept of bringing it to market commercially at all. It was just really a party thing. And then jump forward about 6, 7, 8 years. 2008 roughly. A friend of mine said, "Look, you should really make this commercialized." I said, "Oh, I have no idea." So anyway, I then embarked on a journey to try and make it in a way that it was consistent, and also do some market testing. So we actually got it to a point where it was quite decent, and we actually got it into a Lower East Side hotel, which I will not mention. It was served in their private bar area for about 10 months of testing it out, and it did very well. So it was on their menu. One of the big questions people ask me is, how do we consume this? It's a small batch chocolate liqueur, which means that it's done in a way that it's very unique, it's very intense. So there's kind of 3 ways to consume it I look at. I'm sure someone will give me another way one day soon, and I welcome that. The first way is obviously straight. You can pour it into a shot glass. It's very intense, so it is on the dark side, as opposed to a milky chocolate. So you can pour it in a shot glass and you can drink it straight. You can sip it. You can use it as a a post-dinner drink. Definitely, I'd say like that. Another interesting way, the culinary way, which I like to explore more, especially with the chefs that you have in New York, is over ice cream, over desserts. So we have a couple of very well-known chefs that use it for their desserts. They either use it as a pour-over, so it would accompany like a gelato or an ice cream at a dinner table, and you have a shot glass and you pour it over. So people like that experiential stuff. You know, they love the pour over and watching it just drip from that shot glass and just like, you know, literally layer that ice cream. Very decadent, very nice. And third, certainly not least, is the cocktail. So the cocktails is another great way, and I think a kind of fast track to actually expanding the brand in a way that you can make these amazing chocolate themed cocktails, or you can actually have the chocolate in the middle or the chocolate at the back end. It doesn't have to be front forward. So typical drinks like that are like espresso martinis with a shot of this. You can mix it with a tiki, like a rum cocktail with like pineapple juice, which actually Adrian. So we're at Maison Clos today. Maison Clos is a fantastic restaurant in Soho, which you really should come and visit if you've not been here. Recently opened, it's a very upmarket French restaurant. Adrian is the head bartender here and is one of our ardent fans and supporters. I've worked with him for quite a few years on a couple of events and shows, and today he's going to do a cocktail for us.
Hi, I'm Adrian Lefort from Maison Clos Soho, and today we're gonna do a beautiful cocktail with Bouvery chocolate liqueur. We're gonna do a mocha martini, chocolate and espresso. Here you are, your mocha martini.
Thank you, Adrian.
You're welcome.
That looks beautiful. Wonderful. Cheers all for watching. Thank you to Maison Clos for the filming of this today, and Adrian, the thought, and all the best. That is wonderful. Please come and enjoy.